today we're going to dig into it. Someone I'm lucky enough to count as a person I've been able to spend time with is a true insider in the fashion world. He is an icon. He is Kenneth Cole. And what I love about Kenneth Cole, of course, he broke all the rules in the design world, but he also broke the rules about how we talk about mental health. And his latest collaboration really fits right into what I was talking about with Serena. Sometimes you don't feel okay. He has a genius collaboration that we're celebrating. And I'm gonna tell you right now, somebody in this audience will be walking away in different shoes than you came into the show with. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Please welcome the legendary fashion icon, Kenneth Cole. Thank you. Welcome. Well, I thought about you this morning because last night we had a quick conversation about mental health and children and you really wanting kids to have the opportunity to meditate and learn what that means to the body. And then I saw that Serena Williams quote where she said, "It's okay not to be okay."
Yeah, no, to your point, nobody is okay every day except for Tamron Hall.
No, and I'm not. Listen, I wish, we talk all the time. I mean, I try to meditate, I do transcendental meditation, I pray, I try to find my center, but like everybody else, there's some days I don't want to get out of bed. And it doesn't feel like, you know, life is a joyous thing, but it is also hard. It is.
It's hard. I think we are all perpetually traumatized today, and I think our algorithms ensure that. But we are fed stuff that puts us on edge, and we live on that edge.
Yeah.
And so
you posted 1 in 4 of us will struggle with mental illness in our lives, whether it's a friend, a loved one. 4 of 4 of us will be affected. So that's everybody.
It's everybody.
That's everybody.
Yeah, you're not getting out of this thing
right,
unchallenged, unfazed.
Right.
So hopefully you develop the tools to deal with it, to process it, and to support yourself as you go through the struggles and to support each other. And how do you show up? And how do you show up for yourself? How do you show up for each other? And how do you look when you do? That's the other part.
You weave a lot of this into your journey because can you believe 40 years ago, this kid had the nerve to set up a pop-up shop before they were calling it pop-up shop. First of all, let me just dissect this picture here. The appropriately unbuttoned shirt with the hair chest popping out. There you are, ready to take on the world.
Yeah, that's a younger, hairier version of myself.
That's great. And your dad, I mean, you come from this legacy. Some folks don't know that your father was in the shoe world as well, started Candies, the brand, the iconic Candies brand. So it's kind of in your blood, but it was up to you to take it to the next step.
Yeah, it's just to kind of find my path. And Candies is something we did together. That was kind of my first venture into life below the ankles.
I like that, life below the ankle.
And it was a very defining product.
Yeah.
And it was kind of this thing that a shoe that people loved. But so then I took that to another place, and I think that I've always thought throughout this journey, how do I make what I do, how do I connect with people in a meaningful way?
Right.
And it's not just what they put up at Y and how does it make them feel, and not what they stand in necessarily, but what they stand, what it helps them stand for.
Right, because you were one of the first to, use your billboard to take on conversations of HIV/AIDS, homelessness. You used your brand as a way to advocate, not just to sell us a shoe or an item that we wear. And so now taking me back to this mental health space, what made you, after all the success you've had in your life, say, wait a minute, let me stop, let me be present, and let me speak about where people are right now? We say on this show, let's talk about it. You wanted to talk about mental health and addressing it in a big way.
Mental health is part of, it connects to everybody oddly, and I had no idea at the time, 1 in 200 people live with HIV today, and HIV was a real pandemic. And then we live with COVID, and COVID is even more pervasive, not as lethal, but more infectious. And then we realized mental health affects everybody.
Yeah.
So, and if it, and it's perpetuated by all these other things that we're living with every day. And
well, finances, stress. I mean, I am one of those people. I've been a journalist for 30 years. For the first time in my life, I actually said to my husband, I kind of don't want to watch the news. And I felt irresponsible because you need to know what's going on, whether it's small or big. But I get how we have the class of 2027 in the front row, which I don't even know how many years away that is. But I get why social media becomes an escapism, because here I am, a journalist, and I just said out loud, I cannot watch the news.
Right, it's very hard. And a lot of it is because, we're overwhelmed with negativity in our lives. And the news feeds it, and algorithms feed it. And so we need to find a place to go within ourselves and where we can feel good about ourselves.
I know, and that's why you founded your nonprofit, your mental health nonprofit, because you want to give people. We met, you were helping some guys at a barbershop. There was a great team at a barbershop we talked with. They were in the chair, men, whereas women usually, we talk at the beauty salon and tell all our business and talk to each other, but really supporting men in the barber seat, supporting other men, that it's okay not to be okay as a man, and that the barbershop is a safe space to do that.
Yeah, so how do you connect with people? Where do you connect with people? We're actually starting an initiative which we're going to announce with New York's mayor next week, where it's called Wellness at Work, where where we talk to people in the workplace, because then you can connect, you can change culture.
Yeah, you can change culture.
You can connect with millions of people overnight. We're going to establish a best practices for mental health same as physical health in the workplace, and get people to talk about it and make available certain resources to everybody everywhere. And it's going to overnight change, I believe, the way millions of people look at and treat and mental health. The problem also, by the way, it's 1 in 4, but 2 out of 3 of those people do so in the proverbial shadows, because there is no vocabulary, they're uncomfortable, they don't know how to find somebody to talk to.
So you're giving the people the tools of how to articulate it. But I have to tell you, when we come back, I love this collaboration because you've done something great. You've combined fashion with the conversation of feelings. Got that? And then, they say you got to walk in someone's shoes to understand life. Somebody in here going to be walking out without the shoes that they have on. That's all I'm going to tell you. We've got a special exclusive. Kenneth collaboration with Sesame Workshop is driving people crazy, and it's going to be debuted right here after the break.
And still to come, our ultimate insiders teach us how to create the classic capsule wardrobe and how to conquer the Wordle craze.
The show is If You Know, You Know, and we are with a legend in the fashion world, as they say now, legendary. Kenneth Cole is here, and he is showing off his new collaboration with Sesame Workshop, the global impact nonprofit organization behind Sesame Street, supporting the mental health and emotional well-being of young children and families. And you, the TAM fam at home and in the audience, are getting a first look at the shoe collaboration. Listen. I've got Elmo, I've got the Count here, and of course, nothing is good in life if you don't have Cookie. There you go. You were here last June, and you said something so beautiful, Kenneth, to our up-and-coming fashion design series folks. You said, you've got to reinvent yourself all the time, and you're only as good as you are relevant.
Yeah, I mean, but that...
Yes, give it up.
But that's what's so great about the fashion business, and that's what, it's also why I find a way to connect with people emotionally however I can, because those relationships are so much more meaningful, and they survive hem lengths and heel heights and other trends that tend to drive our business, which also make you a little nuts. But they're so hard. But this has been a great relationship, and we're creating product for all kids my age and younger. And I think everybody kind of this is kind of a cultural phenomenon.
Well, it's streetwear inspired, which I love. Elmo, when I tell you I just get happy looking at Elmo, he's the cutest thing. And you have a number of looks. We actually have some models so that we can see more. This is a daytime TV debut of the collection of the shoes. We also have some of the other looks. Heron, Chase, and Catherine, come on out. Let's see. Oh. So first up, Heron, take us through the looks, Kenneth.
Look, these are expressions from your favorite loved ones.
So you have the count saying, your feelings always count. The Oscar the Grouch, it's okay to feel grouchy. That's how I felt this morning. Oh, ooh, share cookies, share kindness. My son needs that one. Share cookies, share kindness. These are all sweet, powerful messages. How does it feel? Because obviously we know Sesame is an institution. It shapes the culture. I think there's not a person in here who has not seen an episode of Sesame. So you have these two iconic things together. How does that feel?
You know, if we could teach and encourage young people to find their voice, and it's okay to have emotions, good and bad, as you were saying earlier, and then I think we've done a great service. And ultimately, they'll maybe grow up better than we are, and which is maybe what this does in some ways.
I love that. Okay, so we have this thing going on as I tease. Thank you so much. You look great. I love all those sweatshirts. Fantastic. I talked about the last time when I felt that I'd made it in life. I was in Cherry Hill Mall in Cherry Hill, New Jersey in the 90s, and I bought my first pair of Kenneth Cole shoes. I will never forget it.
You were the one.
I was the one. This was in the 90s, and I remember like walking out of that mall, like, you know, you put my old shoes in the box so I could wear my new shoes out. I remember that. So someone in our audience right now will experience what it feels like to walk around with some shoes with the name Kenneth Cole inside. The best part is I had to pay for mine. You get yours for free right now. So we have the fishbowl here. Okay,
since everybody wants to be in Tamron's shoes.
Oh gosh, no. Listen, here we go. I'm gonna swirl this around. Uh-oh. Look, swirl it around some more. Okay. Now it's okay to feel grouchy if you don't win, okay? All right, good. All right, okay. Oh gosh, these nails are under.
She does it so well.
Pamela Ricklin. Well, first of all, Pamela, there's a this is a live show. When you win something on the Tamron Hall Show, let's try this again. Sit back down. Sit back down. Pamela Ricklin. There you go, Pamela. You're going home with a pair of sneakers from Kenneth's Sesame Street collaboration. Congratulations, my dear. Kenneth, thank you so much for everything you do. And I know that you're looking for ways for companies to sign up to join really what you're doing.
Yeah, so if you go to the Mental Health Coalition, mentalhealthcoalition.org website, you can sign up and your organization will have access to all these extraordinary resources. And interesting is the business case for mental health is extraordinary. The emotional case fails almost every time. The business one doesn't, because there's a real return, and it improves. If you make resources available to your associates, it improves productivity, improves morale, it improves.
Companies have to invest in the people who work there. That's the bottom line, because you can't keep the lights on without the people in the building. I appreciate you so much and everything that you do. You're my favorite. I love you so much. Thank you to Kenneth Cole.